Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about perpendicular lines. Now, the difference between perpendicular and parallel lines from our previous lesson is parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, do not. They have what we call a reciprocal. So their slopes are reciprocal. Meaning, there's two meanings from this. One is that, and I'm going to use this method, is you take the fraction and what I call flip it. So I'm going to say flip the fraction. I'm going to demonstrate that here in a second with our example. Now the second part of this I want to demonstrate in the example as well. So we have this problem, find the perpendicular line that goes through the equation negative 1/2 x plus 4 through the point 3, 1. So now what I would do first is you need to locate and recognize what the slope is. In this case, it's negative 1/2. So that means what I want to do is I want to take the reciprocal, or what I call, we flip the fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the fraction. It's going to stay negative because the reciprocals do not change the sign. However, the 2 goes on the top, the 1 goes on the bottom. So our new equation is going to start off with negative 2x, but then now I'm going to find out what goes behind it, or the y-intercept. It's our b value. But to kind of show you what perpendicular actually is, I'm going to take the 1/2, and when you multiply by the reciprocal, take a look at what it does. The 1's cancel each other out, the 2's cancel each other out. So basically it's saying negative 1 times negative 1. Two negatives make a positive, so it's 1. Your reciprocal slopes, when you multiply them together, have to equal 1. So now let's conclude this problem. We need to figure out what b is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the y equals mx plus b form. And then I'm going to put in the values. My y is the 1 from the point. My m is my new m. It's my negative 2. My x, I'm going to come up here. That is my x value for my point, which is 3, plus b. Now I'm going to carry out the operations. 1 equals negative 6 plus b. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my 6 to both sides. And in this case, b equals 1 plus 6 is 7. Since that 7 is positive, it's going to be plus 7. This is my new equation. It's the equation is perpendicular to negative 1/2 x plus 4 through 0.31. Now, we could give you a problem that says, we're finding the perpendicular line. However, I'm giving you the equation 4x plus 3y equals 7. Now, as far as this is concerned, we need to put this in mx plus b form. So we want to solve for y. I'm going to put a little box around the 3 and the y to protect them. Then I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. And I'm going to get 3y equals negative 4x plus 7. And then to carry this out, to put it in mx plus b form, divide by 3. Y equals negative 4/3 x plus 7 over 3. Now what I need to do is I need to look at my slope. It's negative 4/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take negative 4/3. I'm going to flip it. And now it's going to be negative, but now the 3 goes on the top, 4 goes on the bottom. So my new equation starts out now with negative 3/4 x. Now I need to find out what comes behind it. So y equals mx plus b. My y is my 5. My m is my new negative 3/4. And my x is 4. Now, if I multiply these, you could say negative 3 times 4, then divided by 4, but I like doing this. The 4's cancel each other out to form a 1. So you got 5 equals negative 3 plus b. Add 3. B equals 8. Since this is positive 8, that would make that plus 8. Now, what happens if I give you, it's the same, we're doing the same thing with finding perpendicular lines, but if I give you x equals 3 that goes through 0.24, and like look at number 4, I'll give you y equals negative 2 that goes through 1, 3. How do we need to approach this? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to graph this x equals 3. Now, x equals 3 from our some previous lessons, x is a vertical line going up and down. That's what it should look like. And it should hit on 3. So some of us with some computer programs, you could pick a point maybe up here or even below. And all we're going to do is connect the dots. Now notice, where does it go through? X equals 3. Now a perpendicular line, think of a true intersection. You got two roads that intersect and form a 90-degree angle. The same thing with here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot 2, 4. So I'm going to go over 2 and up 4. And if I extend this blue line up, look what it does. It intersects. And where does it intersect at? It intersects right here, which if you go over, this is the y-axis. It's y equals 4. So the perpendicular of x equals 3, take a look at this. It's going to be the opposite letter, which is y, and it's the y value of our point, which is 4. Same thing with finding y equals negative 2 that goes through 1, 3. So what I'm going to do first is the y goes horizontal. So I'm going to pick negative 2. Like I said, on our computer programs, you could pick any point. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect the dots. Now, 1, 3, I'm going to plot over 1, up 3. And what happens here is you could pick a point maybe right here, go all the way down, they intersect. Now notice this is the x-axis. It crosses at x equals 1. This is my perpendicular line that is perpendicular to y equals negative 2. And also note that With perpendicular lines, it's the opposite letter, so it's x. And then you look at our coordinate right here, or our point, and it's 1. So thank you for listening. I hope this helps out with perpendicular lines. Have a good day.